What is the Master of Masters' plan? Before I get into this, I want to say that the plan of the Master of Masters, who I will be calling Mom, is still in motion. We don't know the entirety of his goals or how successful he has been. However, we do know the general outline, so that's what we'll be discussing today. Strap in, this is going to take a few minutes. Before the timeline of Kingdom Hearts as we know it, when Mom was young, there was a Keyblade war between beings of light and dark where many died. At the time, darkness had a physical form and could be destroyed. However, in order to prevent death, darkness abandoned its physical form, becoming incorporeal. Without a form, darkness was invincible and could corrupt others' hearts to grow their ranks, but they did not realize that over time, without a form, the beings of darkness would lose their sense of self and become a sort of hive mind. The 13 original darknesses, the strongest ones, would retain their incorporeal form as well as their free will, all looking for a strong heart full of negativity to possess. The rest of the darkness spread, some deriving their own form to become the Heartless. The true goals of darkness is unknown, although they only seem to be concerned with expanding their influence and presence. After losing many friends to the battle with darkness, Mom decided to dedicate his existence to destroying it. Mom is a mysterious individual who was introduced in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. He lived in Daybreak Town with his 6 apprentices, Luxu and the Foretellers, who he trained in wielding the Keyblade. Eventually he revealed to his apprentices that he would be disappearing and gave each of them tasks to complete once that day came. Luxu watched over the passing down of the no-name Keyblade, which contained a gazing eye that allowed Mom to see the future. This foresight allowed him to write the Book of Prophecies, which he lets darkness take a peek at. Luxu also hid a mysterious black box for Mom, the contents of which we do not know. The rest of the Foretellers were given tasks intentionally meant to cause friction and discourse between them. The negative emotions resulting from this friction would attract darkness. However, hearts that are very strong can contain darkness without succumbing to it. Therefore, each of the Foretellers, as well as Mom and Luxu, would be able to trap a darkness within them. If they were then destroyed, their trapped darkness would be destroyed along with them. After each of the original Masters trapped a darkness, the 7 strongest darknesses, there would be 6 left. According to Mom's plan, 5 darknesses would be destroyed along with the Foretellers during the Keyblade War. After the Keyblade War, darkness would overtake the world, breaking it apart. However, a group of strongly light-attuned children, the Dandelions, would be sent to a data backup of Daybreak Town in order to retain the light. Along with the Dandelions, the remaining 6 darknesses would free to the data Daybreak Town. The Dandelions would be led by 5 strong Union leaders. These Union leaders, like the Masters before them, would house 5 of the remaining 6 darknesses and be sent to the future. Luxu would pass his heart down from person to person, eventually arriving in the future at the same time as the Union leaders. Mom would also travel forward in time to this point. They would all be destroyed along with their trapped darkness at the hands of future Keyblade wielders. The remaining single darkness would be trapped in the data Daybreak Town, which would be destroyed after the Union leaders are sent to the future. Or maybe the final darkness is trapped in the real world. I don't really know. It's honestly a little vague what Mom says here. This plan is very grim, allowing friends' hearts to be corrupted by darkness, an entire world and thousands of people destroyed. It's a very desperate action. However, Mom does say that he doesn't intend for anyone to be sacrificed, and he has a backup plan. As for what this is, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe this is why Data Daybreak Town has a data backup of everyone who lived in the real world. As to how much of this plan succeeded or failed, we don't really know, but we know it didn't go perfectly. The 5 darknesses within the Foretellers seem to have been destroyed during the Keyblade War. Darkness appears to confirm this. However, the Foretellers, excluding Ava, end up returning in the ending of KH3. Maybe this is related to Mom's backup plan? I think we can also assume Mom and Luxu were successful in trapping darkness within their hearts. As for the Union leaders, even though Ventus was not intended to be one, darkness entered his heart. Ventus's natural darkness was extracted by this foreign darkness, leaving him with a strong heart of pure light. This gave him the ability to trap a darkness within himself without being corrupted. This darkness would be extracted by Xehanort in the future and came to be known as Vanitas. As far as we know, this darkness exists trapped in Ventus's heart to this day. We also see a darkness roaming around in the real world. However, this leaves 4 darknesses. After several of the Union leaders had escaped Data Daybreak Town via the escape pods, the other 4 darknesses were roaming loose in this data world. After the first pod is taken to escape Data Daybreak Town, a sort of self-destruct sequence is initiated to destroy the data world. Ephemer, Scold, and the player character work together to send the darknesses to the connection between data worlds. After Data Daybreak Town is destroyed, they are trapped there. We also know that Luxu did not follow Mom's plans exactly, choosing to interpret them in his own way. He encounters the darkness left in the real world. They square up, appearing to prepare to fight, but we do not know the outcome of this confrontation. What happened to the 4 data darknesses? How about the one in the real world? Why are the Foretellers back? Tune into Missing Link in KH4 and whatever other games that come out to find out maybe.